Let's talk about modelling. Because believe it or not, this was a full-time model for 10 years. The most popular DM on Instagram by a mile is how did I get into modelling? I realised I never really told the story on here. And I'll do some pointers of what I would recommend if I was trying to be a model in 2023. I'm wearing the Bills jersey for the Super Bowl that should have been. First time I was actually approached by a modelling agent, I was 14. I was on a school trip at this like convention. It's called the Clothes Show. I'm sure every child on that bus hated me on the way home. And I was like, oh my god, mum, I'm gonna be a supermodel. And she was like, I think the fuck you're not. And that was the end of that for a couple of years. And on my 16th birthday, my parents took me shopping in Manchester. I was scouted to work in Hollister because this was during that fucked up time where Abercrombie and Fitch only hired people that looked like models. And I think my third shift, like I had only been working there a couple of weeks. My mum picked me up from work because I was that young. We were just walking in Manchester and this little lady, she actually approached my mum. She didn't even talk to me. So I went in, a few digitals, they looked like this. Obviously I was still in school, so she basically said, I think you have potential to do this. First shoot, it was an all-female team. Pictures are so cute. Got those pictures back. She sent those out to all of her contacts at bigger cities. And everything happened so quickly from that day. I was signed with Ford in Paris and with Models One in London within like a couple of months of me being scouted. I switched schools so that I could work 1 day a week and do school 4 days a week. Lived just about everywhere. Paris, Milan, Berlin, Sydney, Tokyo. The industry has changed a lot since then. Instagram happened, TikTok happened. Times have changed. You don't have to be 5'10" anymore. So let's talk about what I would recommend if you wanted to get into modeling. First thing I would do is take some digitals. All you need is a phone. You don't have to pay for them. You're in a plain outfit on a plain background, no makeup. You're gonna need front on profiles and a full body picture. Not bikini, no bathing suit. You do not need to send a bathing suit the first time. Go on models.com, which is like a directory of all the modeling agencies in the whole world. You can look on there for reputable verified agencies in basically any major city. My agent in Manchester is on there. Unless you live in New York or London or Paris, I would definitely not try for those agencies first. I would start small because those agents are going to be honest with you. If they don't think you can do it, I wouldn't spend money on travel to do it. I wouldn't spend money going to big cities for open calls. Nothing should have cost you a single cent at this point. Never, ever, ever pay to join a model agency. Sometimes maybe you have to pay for the first couple of test shoots, but if you do, they will not make you pay cash. The agency will pay for it and you pay them back with your first paycheck. That is them investing in you. And if they don't want to do that, red flag. And lastly, I think my most important piece of advice, like I said, the industry has changed a lot in the last 11 years. Have something else to offer. This recent face of Prada is Charli D'Amelio. Louis Vuitton is using Eileen Gu. Anything that makes you stand out, whether it's a sport. I have friends that sign to agencies just because they're incredible at tennis. The most well-paying job I ever booked was for Timberland, and they booked me because I'd grown up doing ballet. And I was by no means a professional. It's not enough to be pretty anymore. Definitely make this a series and do story times of living in all the different cities. My experiences living in model apartment. Go watch the Super Bowl now.